see me?
No, I cannot see you.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
But how is that possible that you don't?
Try, is your video
Oh,
off?
wait. Here's something. Start video. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi.
I do it now with my iPhone and not with my computer.
That's okay. As far as we can hear each other and see each other, I think it's fine.
Yeah. All the way from India.
Yeah, and all the way from Netherlands, correct?
Yeah, that's in, yeah.
So tell me about you. Tell me
About me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I am 45 years old.
Oh.
That's old, I think, in this world with all the young women who are doing things with fashion and sustainability. But okay, I am I think first of all, I'm a mother of 4 children.
Oh wow. 4.
And sorry?
Quite a handful. 4 is quite.
Yeah, it's a handful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I, what can I tell? We live at the border of Amsterdam, Amstelveen, it's called. There are a lot of people from India living in this area.
Oh, really?
That's a nice detail, yeah. But I'm a mother of 4 and I studied.
Your face is cutting.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I do it like this.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it's better? Okay. I'm a mother of 4. I live in Amsterdam at the border with Amstelveen, and what can I tell about myself? I studied, now that's I think 25 years ago, I studied social psychology at the University of Amsterdam, and I became a market researcher. But then more like they call it more like ethnographic research. So I really dived into the lives of people. I went to their homes. I went to have dinner with them, watch television, just to do research to their lifestyle. So I really had to focus on their behavior. And I had to advise big companies about new products, new lifestyle products, or new food, or new things.
So this was,
and that's what I did for.
How long time ago? This was how long?
I did it till I was 35.
Oh wow! So that's 10 years ago. Probably 10 years or 8 years.
I've done that for 10 years.
10 years, wow.
Now I made appointments with people to go to their houses and to live for a day or a few hours together with them in their habits, in their routine. So I did that in the Netherlands, but also in France, and I worked a lot in Belgium, so in a few countries.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How was the experience for you?
Yeah, in the beginning, it gave me a lot of energy, because you just step into one's home and then you see everything. But also I did a research, for example, for an underwear company.
Oh wow.
So I had to ask women about their underwear, and also in France, I had a translator with me. So it's it's really strange in a way. And after 10 years, I had my 3rd or 4th child or something like that. I had my 4th child or 3rd, I don't know exactly. And I was thinking, another home, another person. I don't want to know anything about another person's life anymore. I was so full of information that it was done for me. And it was also that I thought, okay, is it really good to have more products on this world, to help companies to produce more and more. I know we need better products, but sometimes I missed this with companies. 10 years ago, I think we were in a different time. The companies were not really thinking about what's really useful and busy with climate issues, and so they were just trying to make more money, and I didn't support that at that time anymore, so I quit.
And now, the history of advertising in 60 seconds. Advertising is as old as the human condition, but branded, product-based ads didn't show up until the 18th century, when print advertising became the norm. In the 1800s, we got the first billboards and ad agencies began to set up shop. In 1891, companies like Kodak began selling their brand, not just their product. Then, in 1908, new companies like Ford staged flashy publicity events and pioneered the art of looking cool. The soap opera was born when soap companies discovered the popularity of radio dramas among women when they did their housework.
By the makers of Lux toilet soap.
Bulova watches made the first television commercial. It cost $9. And when psychologists got involved in the 1960s, focus groups transformed the industry into a calculated science. The tactics got a lot less predictable, and the budgets got a lot bigger. Enter the internet. Even though it looked like this and sounded like, advertisers were eager to engage the growing network of more than 5 million users. By the year 2000, ads were appearing alongside search results, driven by consumer interests. Now, advertising is just part of the conversation. For the first time in history, consumers are able to choose the ads they see based on their own taste, and brands are working with publishers to create content. It's a whole new world. Welcome to modern advertising.
So when did you actually have this realization that this is something that shouldn't happen? Like, when did you start realizing? Is it because because you visited people's homes and you're like, there is so much stuff around, or like, how did that?
Yeah, maybe I had that already when I was a child. I think it is something I already realized when I was very young, but then you come in your teenage years and you see everybody having nice stuff and products. I see that with my two oldest. They are at high school, and I also started buying, and I wanted to have a jeans, but that was the last trend and things like that. So I did it too, the buying stuff. But I always realized that it was crazy. There was a subconscious feeling in me, and I think 10 years ago, when I also saw all those companies and I heard all those companies talking during meetings about all the new stuff they wanted to produce, and I had to advise them to how to convince people to buy all these products.
Oh.
And that was for me the limit, I think. Yeah. So it's something that was always inside me.
Tough, right? Because it is something that you don't believe doing, and you're actually asked to force yourself to actually help them. And
yeah, true.
That must be difficult, right? And it would have frustrated you to some point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was totally, I think I had also a sort of burnout, because I had all the children and a busy home, and then work, what I was not really, how do you say that? I was not really compatible with that kind of work anymore. And so, I wanted to do something with my more creative part of me. So then I quit my job. I had a own research agency.
Oh, wow.
And I worked with freelancers. And I sat at my kitchen table and I thought, now it's enough. And I canceled all my appointments and things, and I finished it. And that was it. Yeah, maybe a little bit impulsive or naive, but yeah. And then I went to totally something different. I went sewing at the sewing machine. I learned it myself with old clothes. I thought we have to do with all the waste and all the stuff that people have. So I made pillow covers, and I made things for people, bags from old jeans, and yeah, I did everything.
So
but then
clothes that you got was from your own wardrobe, or you actually?
No, also people gave me little bags full of old clothes. They put it in front of our home, and I was thinking, oh my God, I have to make more and more stuff because I can't throw all these clothes away. It was stupid. So yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Wait, why would someone dump clothes in front of you? Like,
yeah, I knew I made things, and they were thinking, oh, clothes, we don't want them anymore. We bring them to Nathalie. So yeah, for them it was
is there any concept like thrift stores, right? There are second-hand clothing industries or shops that do collect these old clothes. Do you think that was also a solution to these clothes, or what kind of clothes? Were they torn clothes that could not be resold?
No, I think they could have bought them, but 10 years ago it was less. There were less thrift stores. It was less of a trend. So now people more easily bring them to secondhand stores or things like that. But in that time, it was different. I think the last 10 years, a lot happened in that area. Yeah.
So what happened then? Once you lost it, like you gave up on the job, then what did you do? You started working on the clothes.
Yeah, and I went to markets to sell things I made, like the pillow covers made of old jeans and things like that. It was really nice, I think. But I started a clothing label, Lemonade Amsterdam. First, it was a
clothing label.
Yeah, it was a clothing label. Yeah, slow fashion. So I had 2 shoesters in the Netherlands, and they made dresses and tops and sweaters, and yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So so this is, that's so many things to ask. Let's start with your creative side. So have you done so when you say creative side, is it your love towards fashion, or is it something you want to work with your hands? How did that happen? How did, when you said you wanted to learn stitching, is only because I think that triggered the number of clothes that you had. I guess that's how it started, right? That's how you thought, I'll learn stitching and make clothes, and people started buying them because they liked what you did, and that's how
a little bit organic. I didn't have a real plan, like I wasn't, and still are not really into fashion. It's not that I think when I was a teenager I bought a lot of fast fashion, like most of the teenagers do, but it was a little bit organic, and I think people liked the concept that they wanted something different than was in all the big shopping malls, and so they wanted something unique, and that's how and I thought, oh, that's nice that people want to buy something that I make and I design. And so, but still, the strange thing was the subconscious me was still like, but do I have to make more clothes? Because we have already so much in our world. So I did it. But it was still
interesting. That's so interesting.
Sorry?
That is very interesting, what you just said.
Yeah.
There are clothes. I'm taking the waste clothes. I'm making more clothes. Now that's a very interesting question that you could have asked yourself. Like, I wouldn't have thought about it.
About what?
About the fact that this connection that you made of taking old clothes and making more clothes.
Yeah, that's great.
That's like, I wouldn't have thought, because I'll tell you why. I myself started making lights out of spare parts and all. To give an idea, we are automobile dealers. So we have workshop, there's a lot of waste coming out. So when I started making lights, right? And now that you tell me that, oh, I'm just making more products for people to buy. Now that's a very interesting connection, because I will have to start questioning that myself.
Yeah, that's what you don't have to do that. It's always difficult, because that I think like that, but I don't want other people to feel that they have to feel the same. You understand? I'm not like, oh, everybody has to be more this and that. No, it's my opinion, and I hope I can inspire people. That's why I have my Instagram, my social media, but it's not that I'm a real activist. But I thought I can't make more, because we have so much already. But on the other hand, it's nice that people make things that inspire people. I think it's more like the real question: why do you make what you make, and what can we do with it on this world? It's difficult, I think.
Do you think brands right now, looking at the situation, are shifting their way of making products?
You mean like that they use more sustainable, they're more sustainable?
Plan on reducing the range of products they have?
I don't know. You know that? Yeah, maybe in the automotive, I don't know. I really don't know. But I worked till 1 year ago. No, 6 months ago. I worked for 1.5, 2 years in an interior shop.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah, wait, I'm just like, that's the thing, like, I don't know if this one interview is going to be enough for me to ask what all you have done, but I'll get as much as I can.
Yeah, but over there, the head office was just thinking, we have to make more and new pillow covers, sofas. Every season there are new items. I don't know if anybody thinks. I think there are the multinationals that think more about if there is a more sustainable way to produce and to consume products. But if we need everything, I don't know. I don't think they can change the system, because they have to make money. And to make money, they have to sell products, don't you think?
But as I said again, I think there has been a shift, if not companies, there has been a shift in the psychological concept of these, suppose like me or you, or because of the internet, that we have been seeing these changes and seeing what is happening to the climate. We're seeing how much waste is coming out. So maybe this psychology of consuming and the way we are living, I understand that it's not just fashion industry that has fast fashion. Fast fashion can be applied to everything and every product that we consume. And I think we need to start questioning as to how we are living, what we have and how we consume. As you said, again, consumption is the first step to realizing, whether you really need it.
Yeah, do you need it?
Right.
But that's the straight. I read 2 days ago or on an Instagram from, I don't know who it was anymore, but she said it's not up to the consumers, but it's up to the companies to change the consumer behavior.
But isn't it the other way around, Nathalie?
Yeah, because and
we drive the companies, right?
Yeah,
trends drive the company. The influencers influence people. I think, again, any company is basically, it has to, customer is in the center. So customer is going to drive the company. If the trend is going to die, then you're a dead company. You're not going to exist until and unless, again, you make something that we would want. And I guess sustainability has become a trend.
True. But I think companies, I think it's a bad, how do you say that? It's it doesn't, it's not a positive thing of companies that they are not one step ahead of consumers, and that they not act more sustainable or use sustainable product or things like that, that they wait for consumers to change their desires. And that's, I think, if we wait for, if companies only wait for consumers to ask for more sustainable products, then it takes, I think, a lot of time. I think companies should take their responsibility also, and that's what I like. Yes. Of course, the consumers have their part, but companies also, companies can't say, but consumers want it, so we just do it like this.
Don't you think it's both ways?
Yeah, I think so too. I think so. Don't you think? Yeah.
I think it too. I hope, given the internet as a global platform, to be very honest, I also got to know about this thing, there's something called sustainability probably 4 years ago. And I don't think I still completely know what sustainability is and how we can apply in systems and what we can do about it.
It's a really cool subject.
Yes.
Yeah, for me.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So this is very interesting, but could we go a little bit back, because I want to talk a little bit about your psychological behavior, because that's something very interesting. Did you always were you always interested in studying humans and human psychology?
And I wanted to become a psychotherapist.
Okay.
What I wanted to do, but during my study, I thought, I'm not serious enough, because you get all those really difficult problems from people or adults and children, and that's not my thing. So then I changed to social psychology, and I always say that's studying the behavior of normal people. And I think I was always interested. And why I just find it very interesting why people do what they do. And I'm always interested in, or I always think, are people thinking before they do something, or what are they thinking? Or it makes me crazy sometimes, but yeah.
I myself, I consider myself to be an empath, and I love to study humans because I think they are one of the most fascinating creatures on the planet. Because when you say psychology, there is a spectrum to it, don't you think? It's not just, and I think you narrowed it down to how we buy things, correct?
Yeah, I did my specialization was consumer behavior and market research.
Ah, okay.
So I really to the why people buy, but that's not you can't answer that question.
Because I think, Natalie, the thing is, what I have also realized, we don't think logically when we are buying things, okay? We just buy it because it's more emotional.
Yeah, true.
I think it's more emotional than just saying because it looks good or it feels good. It's more about the status. It's more to do with the appearance, or it's more to do with impressing someone. I think that's why we buy things. Otherwise, I mean, and also this kind of reminds me of what social media, of course, brands do show you or make you feel that you're missing out.
Yeah.
And we as humans, I think we always want to be a part of something, a part of a group, a part of a community or something.
True. Yeah, I think that when you were talking, I was thinking, when I did research, there was no social media like this. There is now. So people bought things because it gave them a feeling that they like. And for some people were searching for security, other people were searching for a power. And that's how we looked to consumer. Oh wait. Yeah, to consumers and their motivations to buy things. But now, because of social media, I think that status and how you that the more status-driven motivation for buying things, and then I mean status more as that you can show it off to people on camera, on picture, movie, on TikTok, is more and more important than it was 10 years ago. I think so. I think that it has changed maybe.
Do you think the consumption is even more than before?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think consumption. Yeah, I think. But you see it also on Instagram. A lot of from the UK, from United Kingdom, there are a lot of research to how much people buy then regarding to clothes. That it's the last 10-15 years. It's more and more. Yeah. Because I see it with my children. They are all the time till they go to sleep. They are in contact and on a picture with friends and in a film and in like we are now in calls and things. So how they look is 24 hours a day important or something. And that was 10 years ago. It was a little bit different. I'm old.
Okay, before I step into the future, let's go. How was marketing back then? Since there was no social media, could you give us a little bit idea?
It was really advertisement on television and in magazines. Facebook just came, but that was not so. So marketeers were like, "Oh, what do we have to do with Facebook?" So it was all on, and we did. Yeah, I did the research to how they. You had all those advertisements in your. How do you say that? Where the post comes, your post at your home.
Letterbox, post box, post office. Yeah.
Yeah, at your home, and there came all the advertisements and the papers and things like that. It was really more important than it is. Yeah.
This gets me to another question. Do you think the touch and the feel of, when you go to a shop, it's not, do you think online also was, I don't think online shopping was that big of a hit during that time, right?
No.
Right
true.
Now, we just go on website and we just click. We don't have to wear it. Or you don't have to touch and see. Like
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's what you have now. I read that also about fashion, that people order and then they keep 2 things and then they send it back. And then I didn't realize, but the clothes that are sent back are not, are sold again, or how do you say that? They just are.
They're dumped?
Burned. Yeah, I don't know. You haven't seen
you
that?
Mean they're thrown in the waste field, like wasteland?
In the waste mountain. Yeah.
Are you saying
I
won't take back?
So when you order 10 items online and you keep 2, a nice sweater, a nice dress, and the other 8 you send back, they say now that it is more expensive for a company to label them again with a price tag and to make them good again so they can sell them, but that's more expensive than just dump them.
What?
Yeah, so that's also a problem, I think. I understand that people, because you don't touch the clothes anymore or see it, or you do that at home, so you send a lot back. But the problem is that what you send back is just is dumped, is waste.
I did not know this.
What Amazon doesn't want you to know.
I would love to see where Amazon returns end up.
We couldn't handle all of Amazon. It's like cockroaches, it multiplies.
Opening up the secretive world of your returns.
That's disgusting.
Liquidation deals? Or did we just buy a whole truckload of trash?
This is returns, this is garbage.
That's insane.
There's only around 1 in 10 purchases is brought back. But online, that number can jump to 40%. Just take a look inside this warehouse. Shelves filled with unwanted Amazon returns.
But we have another complete warehouse that's full. You can't walk.
And what is it mostly?
It's all the Amazon returns. The good stuff's going to be all on the outside.
Yeah.
When you start digging in the middle, that's where you're going to throw in the rest of the junk.
When you see this right now, what do you think?
This is returns. This is garbage. This is stuff companies, especially these online companies, they can't keep up with the returns. So they just find fast ways to sell it by the skid, the truckload, trailer load, whatever.
You seeing more of this?
Trailers and trailers every day.
When you think about the volume of stuff you've seen over your career, like a lot of this stuff comes from Amazon. It's returns from Amazon.
Yeah.
How much is that just ending up in the dumpster?
I'm scared to think about how much stuff is going back to the landfills, because it's endless amounts of this stuff every day.
You're actually trying to filter some of it and give it a new life.
I do. I try not to send it to a landfill. If it's something that's got some value, I can save somebody some money, I'll try and resell it.
But can you save everything?
No, obviously, look how much trash we got out of your 3 skids.
All this trash shows that even returns Amazon sends to liquidation for a new life can end up as garbage. While there are no Canadian stats, American experts estimate £5 billion of returns from all retailers end up in US landfills every year. Sellers are only given 2 options when a customer returns a product: either pay to ship it back or pay Amazon to dispose of it by selling, recycling, donating, or destroying it.
Ce sont les stocks de marchandises du leader mondial de la vente en ligne, Amazon.
An investigation in France found Amazon throwing out hundreds of thousands of unsold goods and returns. Shortly after, Amazon starts a new donations program for their third-party sellers. There's one in the US and UK too, but none in Canada.
Yeah, I've read that in the last 3 weeks or something, yeah.
Do you think all brands are doing this?
I don't know. I haven't done real research to this topic, but I've read it, yeah.
Wow. Imagine something you've not even worn, and it's such a waste.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to buy clothes for another maybe 5 years or something. Or like, you don't need it. Trust me, this reminds me of the time when I started researching a little bit about how we consume. And the first thing I did, I just had a talk with one of my friends. And I was like, the first thing to really know that there's a problem is to start with yourself and see what's in your wardrobe and what's around you. And so what I did was I put all my clothes on bed, and then I saw this this small mountain. And I see, that's the thing, like when it's organized in your cupboard, you're just like, okay, this is not too many clothes. But then just pile it up, it's going to be shocking to you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is it. I don't think this is the right way of consuming, be it anything. I'm not just talking about clothes. I'm talking about consuming in general, be it gadgets, be it, I don't know, anything. I mean, I have realized that even when you go to a shopping mart, you just see the number of brands around you. And I'm like, how are you covering all of this in advertising? And that's secondary, but also see the packaging, the waste that's going to go, and that thing you're going to consume is gone in 5 to 6 seconds. Like a bags of chips, it's just going to go away in 5 seconds, but that wrapper is going to stay there for so long.
The need to turn down the tap on plastic waste has taken on new urgency in the past year, ever since China banned it from being imported. Before then, many countries, including Canada, were sending at least some of their plastic waste overseas instead of recycling it themselves. China would buy it, recycle it, and make new products out of it. But with the ban, what's happening to all that plastic? This is exclusive footage provided to Marketplace by Greenpeace from Malaysia, a country the environmental group now calls the world's rubbish bin. Greenpeace says this was filmed just a few months ago, about an hour outside the capital, Kuala Lumpur. It's an illegal dump filled with plastic waste from all over the world, including Canada. This particular pile has a grocery bag from Sobeys, a milk bag from Scotsburn sold throughout Atlantic Canada. Here's another bag from a wine store in Halifax, a birdseed bag from a company in Ontario, a bun bag from an East Coast bakery, and this heavy-duty plastic bag that used to hold water-softening pellets from Windsor Salt out of Quebec.
Windsor System Saver 2 pellet. You gotta get the good one.
New research, though, shows British shoppers are becoming more concerned about packaging than price. Stores are starting to listen, including this Budgens in North London, one of a chain of local supermarkets. It's among the first in the world to introduce plastic-free zones. Nearly 2,000 products without plastic packaging and counting.
We are trashing the planet. And for me, plastic has become a symbol of one of the things that's wrong with our society today. So we took action because we could. We felt we could make a difference.
Andrew Thornton owns this Budgens, and in just 10 weeks, he transformed it. Products affected include everything from fresh produce and fish to bread, cheese, and packaged food, even bacon.
Plastic-free bacon. That is the best bacon I have ever tasted. And it's plastic-free.
And ours is totally wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's a cellulose, plant-based cellulose.
Plant-based cellulose.
Yes.
Looks quite like
Looks like plastic, behaves like plastics, but isn't plastic. And therefore it's compostable in a beautiful cardboard.
Thornton says he ultimately needs big suppliers like Coke and Nestle to play along. He hopes to inspire them and other retailers, including Canadian ones.
If we, as one store operator with very little resources, can do this in 10 weeks, what could a Loblaws or a Tesco or a Walmart do if they put all the resources behind it? And I know that the Canadian public care a lot about this. I have family in Vancouver. I spend a lot of time in Canada. I know you guys care. And our response here has not only been in positive words, but we've had a reasonably significant sales shift.
You mean you're doing better as a business?
We are doing better as a business. So we didn't set out to do it for commercial reasons, but there is a commercial benefit.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about chips. Then there are different kinds of chips, there are different kinds of biscuits, there are different kinds of cereals. The fruits are being packaged in plastic wrappers. What?
Yeah, that's what I just told you about, that companies has to take their responsibility. I think it's also when I walk in the supermarket, because even if I don't want to buy plastic, there is no alternative.
Yes.
I have a big family with 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just saw in the center of Amsterdam, but that's for me 45 minutes to go there. I don't have time for that. There is a shop, a no packaging shop, or how do you say that?
Oh,
where you can buy cereals and
package list.
But okay, then you can do that. But for the rest, everything is in plastic. Everything.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And I think companies have to do something with that, I think. But yeah, that's strange, I think.
That's ridiculously stupid. It's just sad. It's completely, utterly sad. I always have that guilt trip of whether I should buy this or not. Even if I love it, I cannot buy it because it's in plastic. And even if I want to, you have no choice, as you said. And I hope probably in future there are companies who... I was really interested in packaging design, Nathalie. Before, as a designer also, I think everything... The most frustrating point was every packaging has... what is packaging, Nathalie? I think it's branding, right, at the end?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, most
Why would anything need packaging?
In the supermarkets, it's not always branding.
Why?
In the Netherlands, vegetables and bread and meat, fish, that's not branding. That's in plastic here, but that's not branding.
But this I think is processed food, and then there is, of course, the fresh food and the fresh vegetables, right? So, So what would you say? What would your alternative be? like, what if you think that you are stuck in this situation, what is the best you can do?
How do you mean? Like,
between
you go.
consuming now, again, when you don't have a choice, or do I reduce,
How do you reduce it? Yeah, that's what I think every day. And I'm really not good in reducing plastic. I'm not good at it, because when I was alone or I had one child, it would be different. But with my family, yeah, it's really difficult. But reducing. I think the first thing you have to do is look at your own behavior. Like, and I think you can always find, and yeah, we just talked about it. If you think about if it's really, do you really need it? And that's the way. Yeah, it's difficult, because with food you need food. So in the supermarkets, but you can also, when you can choose between things in plastic and things that are not in plastic, then you can always make the not plastic decision. But if you buy cereals or fish, then you don't have an alternative here. Maybe in India you have. So
actually, I'm blessed where I stay, because again, it's a small town and we have in like a little bit of land to grow vegetables.
Okay.
So, and we are surrounded by fields. So sometimes we get it directly from the farmer. So we don't have to go to the supermarket, and we avoid supermarket at all cost. Only if we want mushrooms, because no one grows mushrooms over here. That's the only thing that comes in the plastic packet. Then, so because again, we're kind of very healthy that way. We are vegetarians, so we don't eat meat. We don't eat meat at all. We do consume eggs, but then again, we try and get it from the farm itself.
That's different than in Amsterdam. Yeah.
But this kind of gives me a reality check, where cities like probably in India could be Delhi or Mumbai or Pune, where they don't have a choice. They have to go and consume what is there. Right. At least, especially if you were living alone, it is okay. But when you have family, I think it's the biggest or the biggest challenge, right? What were your biggest challenge when you started having family?
Sorry? What was my biggest
challenge when it came to consumption with your family? You had all of that. How did you cope up?
What was my biggest challenge? When I think back, then I think it was all the stuff that you need when you have children, and when they are baby, it's okay. You need stuff, but they don't want stuff. You want stuff for your baby. So if you minimize that, that's okay. But when kids grow older, that's where the consumption behavior starts. So when they are 2, 3, 4, it's like they see things, and also at the television, and now then iPad and things like that. They're like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that, and they have wishes like this, and then you start to, okay, but I don't want you to have that, but then they say, but all my friends have everything and I want it. And then we always start, we were like a really second-hand family. So we went to the second-hand online stores and things like that. So we bought most of it second-hand. But my biggest challenge was, where do I say no and where do I say yes to consumption? What kids want. And I think now that for my teenagers, they go to high school. I think because we were not like, oh, of course you get everything, but more like, do you need it, and what do we have to do with all those stuff? They think a little bit different. I think it's positive. You have to start when they're young. I think
you have to start when they're young, right?
I think.
And do you think education also would play a role over here? Because I think, I mean, even as a child, I wasn't taught in school about consumption, the way we live, and how it would impact the planet or everything around, and even the systems. It was all about what happened and what could happen, and nothing to do with any of this. Maybe I know about this geography, but what am I going to do about it? Probably I think I would not put, now this is a hypothetical situation, if I had a kid, I'm not going to put them to school, because I don't think what I have learned in my school education, no, it wasn't really fruitful. I thought I made better decisions when I was out of school, when I saw the life around me and the stories and the culture and all of that.
I think I agree a little bit with you. About school. The elementary school, it was not really. I did it and I was okay. And what I see at my children, I think I was a little bit negative, like you. But then my husband said, but they have to learn to calculate and the things like that. So then I thought, okay, we just go with the flow and with the Dutch system and school system, and we just do it. And I think they try at some point at school, and also at elementary school, or where they go till they are 12 years old in the Netherlands. They learn about plastic soup, and they have kind of these themes each year also about other religions, and so they try to make the kids a little bit more smart or wise about what's happening in the world. But in general, it's not much, I think. Too bad, I think. And I think that should change worldwide. I heard friends of mine, they lived at Bali, almost especially for the green school you have over there. You know that?
Nathalie, I swear to God right now that just 5 seconds before we were talking about education and all, there was a thing called Green School Bali, and I wanted to talk about it, and I was like,
oh really?
Nathalie, wait, hey, there is a green school, something called Green School in Bali. And just yesterday there was a friend of mine, again another interview, she also was talking about Green School Bali.
Really? That's
really... What a coincidence.
That's a coincidence.
Yeah. So
yeah, and that kind of school, I think you have to do it worldwide, I think. But okay, that's my opinion.
There was also a school where I had a small project when I was in college. It's called Steiner's School. I might have gotten the name wrong, but what that school did was, of course, it was not similar to the Green School, but the way of teaching in that school was very different. For example, they're going to tell you to, it was more practical. If I have to teach science, then it's not going to be a class. Suppose, for example, let's say I have to study how clouds are, and the shape of the clouds are going to tell me what the weather is going to be like. So all the children go out in the playground and they sit there and they watch clouds, and then they study about the patterns of the clouds and all of that.
Yeah.
So no,
yeah, that's nice.
No more practical. So I'm saying maybe there are schools that are this, who are teaching in very different way. Suppose, for example.
Yeah, we have one high school in Amsterdam now that is doing it more like this. Like they work in projects. For example, the project, the air around us, and then they have to investigate this subject in a creative way and more in a theoretical way, and then they have to make a presentation to also learn to speak in public. And I was there with one of my kids, but in the end she chose for more like a school with theater and things and dancing and singing. But that's also nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. But we have one high school here, and I think that's the future, I think. Yeah.
I think as parents also, we need to consider these things because this is the generation that's going to be the future, right?
Yeah.
My younger generation. And I think hopefully with the internet also, there is again flip, like every coin has two sides, right? And so is social media. I mean, I wouldn't know about this until and unless if there was no internet, I wouldn't be talking to you about this. And through this, at least I'm able to connect with people who have the same idea, or at least are questioning the way things are. So this is, I'll get back.
Maybe something with social media? Or
I
the
also
internet?
come from a generation, Nathalie, that when during my time, there wasn't phones. Phone did come later on. I'm also a 90s kid who didn't know much about social media until 2 years now. I was also this kid who I think that expressing on social media is not so important. But I think I have realized that this tool is important and can impact quite a lot. And I think living in this era, we should definitely, take advantage of it. I know that people are shy to express themselves, which is completely okay, but expressing yourself can be done in writing, it can be done in drawing, it can be done endlessly. But I think it's very important to do that. And social, even I'm very shy, Nathalie. I don't think I would have imagined myself to be, texting someone about, this, having random conversations with no questions and just, connecting. This kind of opened my space. I'm learning so much actually much more than what I learned from books.
Yeah. I because I'm a mother of 4 kids, there are a lot of people against social media, against internet, and people of parents who say you can only be on your phone or from that time till that time, and I'm too chaotic to have all those rules. So that's one thing. But I also think that they have to learn more than I had to learn how to use all these media online on their iPhone, iPad, computer, whatever, to make the best of it and to learn about it. And I see now with my oldest, he's almost 15 years, and he's watching little movies, and then I think, oh, are you watching again? But when I listen, then he's listening to something about North Korea and South Korea in English, and then I think, okay, it's not that bad. They don't do only bad things on on their phone, and they so I'm not like I have to forbid everything, but I try to educate them, like, okay, do you do something what's also you learn something about it or gives you positive energy, or and then they have to learn to use social media, but also in their consumption behavior, they have to learn to be responsible. I think the world is too transparent now to set boundaries really strict. You have to be more, this is more spiritual, but you have to be more fluent. You understand?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. See, that's the thing, Nadi. Even I figured that out. Like, the more I started consuming things on social media, I kind of understood what my interests were, and what I really liked, what I didn't like, what a way of even knowing something. I didn't know there was social, creative, psychologist kind of a thing. I didn't know that people actually, like, your job where you actually had to go and live with people and understand their consumption. And this is before all of the social media analytics, artificial intelligence came into being, right? Like, how different was that? Like, do you think you also saw that transition? And what do you have to say about social media? Do you think it's positive or negative?
Yeah, I have this love-hate with social media. What I think at the moment, what I think is that it allows people to connect more easily with their interests.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you just said. I think, and you can think, oh no, it's bad. You have to connect with people live. But now with the coronavirus, everybody works with the COVID. Everybody is sitting behind their computer and not live and touching each other. So connect with people who share your interests. is, I think, the thing that social media can, how do you say that? Can enhance? Yeah, and the problem is that the companies who want to influence us, are going to use that.
Well, hello everyone. What's up, guys?
What up?
On this episode,
Hi, and welcome to...
What is a social media influencer?
Come to me first.
Someone who influences a large amount of people.
And can brand themselves.
And then being able to monetize it.
They're wearing that shirt, I want to go find that shirt, and I want to buy that shirt.
So in 2010, late 2010, I posted my first video. I basically do dance and sketches and vlogs. I try to do everything, I guess.
I'm Ariel Martin, also known as Baby Ariel. I'm 16 years old and I'm a social media influencer. On Musical.ly, I have about 18 million followers. On Twitter, I'm almost at 600,000. On Instagram, I have about 6 million. On YouTube, I have 2 million.
I started Phycology about 6 years ago on Tumblr. I noticed I could obviously leverage this large following, so I started different accounts like Beige Cardigan. We have like a pizza account, Kanye Doing Things, Crispy Shorts. So just created this whole network of accounts, and now we have about 20 of them, around like 30 million unique followers.
But I think when people think influencers, they just think of the 11 people that have 10 million followers, and I think the opportunity really is in the hundreds of thousands.
Right now, we define micro as really 5,000 to 100,000 followers. That 100,000 to a million is a mid-level influencer, and then a million and up would be a macro influencer.
I think there's a perception that, that's easy. Anybody could go and film a video and upload it to YouTube and be famous. And there's a lot of hard work that goes into this for a lot of people.
A lot of people don't understand that this is a very tough career, a tough life.
Social media is open to anyone. So anybody who is driven and feels like this is their passion and this is what they want to do with the rest of their life, of course they can come on and do it. But it's something that not everybody may be successful at.
There's a supply and demand issue. It turns out that there's a lot of attractive people. It turns out that there's a lot of funny people. It turns out that there's a lot of smart people. When you can choose from 700,000 fitness models to promote your, muscle milk, all of a sudden you've got to change the economics.
Or are using.
Natalie, we have influencers like you, right?
Sorry?
We have influencers like you who do question these things.
Oh, sorry. Like this. Yeah, that was. But that's also something. I was just talking with somebody on my via Instagram. Do you want to be an influencer or do you want to be independent? That's something for me I think about.
Could you elaborate on that? Independent versus influence?
I see myself more and more as a newspaper about sustainability, but also to inspire people to do something with their clothes or to inform them about brands that are becoming more sustainable. Like you used to read a newspaper or a magazine, and now you have those social media feeds. But then I see the thing about when you really want to grow, then you work together with brands or things like that. But then I become more someone that's about making clothes of old clothes. Then I make more clothes, and now I quit my job 10 years ago because I don't want to influence people to buy more things. And then do you understand? I don't know if you have to do this on your video, but
no, I do. I do understand. Probably.
Do I have to?
This is why I think you have started, firstly, you did start questioning that, and I think that also is helping people make the shift, right? That also, what you're doing is that the information that you're giving out, of course, like, see, that's the thing. Let me probably make you a little less guilt-free, because I feel nothing can be done 100%, correct? When you say you're supporting sustainable brands, of course, there's one step closer to supporting waste not going in landfills and the companies reusing it, right? But you can also get people to influence themselves a little more further by first asking the question of whether I need it or I want it. So
that's what I
one step closer, because I think changing behaviors is very hard and difficult. When it's very close to, again, habits, and again, as you said, it's very psychological, and humans, some people can change very quickly, but some people take a lot of time to change and even give up on things. For example, when I say give up on things, it could be objects as well, right? It could be the things that I cannot let go, and I just keep piling things, or that is also a factor. Of course, there is buying and this thing, but then there's also a factor of letting go. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I think this small changes is going to make bigger impacts. Start from one step and then take the other and take the other. So of course you can influence and brand companies that are doing maybe 20% or maybe 2% better than the other brands, which is great. At least it's shifting to the better one, to the better one. And then, of course, also alongside talking about whether you really need it. For example, again, minimalism. This reminds me of minimalism. And minimalism...
Have you seen the documentary? Have you seen the documentary? Yes? Okay.
Because, Nathalie, that's the thing, that also was a trend, or maybe I'm wrong, but I saw that people were trying to go minimalist with their lifestyle. And for example, even Steve Jobs was big on minimalism, on consuming less is more, because that's how you can think better. For example, again, like when you wake up in the morning, you have 10, 20 pieces of clothing that you have to choose from. And I think those decisions are to be kept for something else, and not choosing what I should wear. That should not be one of your first decisions that you make in your day. And I know you make hundreds, but these distractions are just going to make it worse. But for that, I think people really need to realize that. And there are people like us, I guess, who would inspire people to take these steps.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I have done that with my 6 items challenge. Have you read that?
That's where I was that's where I was coming next to. So tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, I haven't. It was not the 6 items challenge is from a woman from the UK. And I just saw it also on Instagram, on social media. And I thought, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So I had 6 items to wear in 30 days. Now I think, oh, it's easy. But some people are like, whoa, only 6 items.
But I'm in.
It's really nice to do. It was for me an eye-opener, and the nice thing also for me was that I wanted to write again a little bit more about just about my own research. And she has a website where you can post your writings.
Oh.
So I did it, and it was really an eye opener for me.
Could you tell me what it was? Could you tell me?
Yeah, you had to wear 6 items for 30 days, and you came. It was what I first did at other people's homes, research. And having a look at their lifestyle and their motivations and things like that, I now dived into myself. Like, why do I wear what I wear, and what are clothes for me? Do I need them in this manner, like we see in the media and in all the fashion stores? So I realized that, and I think everybody knows it, but when you see it with yourself, it's like, oh yeah, that it's really a pressure thing from your social surroundings. Like, oh, I don't know how it is in India, but over here, your clothes are really important. In Amsterdam, and I think in all the cities, it's really, you tell you can make it or break it with your clothes, I think. And I noticed by myself, and I wasn't like most women with it, but I was always a little bit nervous about, I have to wear this or that, or I go there, and then I only had 6 items, so the stress was away. And I was thinking, why are we so nervous and stressed about how we look? Yeah, I know it's important, but where did it go wrong that it's so important? So that was a thing. But on the other hand, after 30 days, I always realized that for me, it's also a creative thing. With clothes is also, you can express yourself in a more creative way. So that was the thing that I didn't want. I don't want to give up that part. My creative behavior, but the status to other people, and do I fit in or fall out when I dress like this, or I don't want to have that anymore. And now I can also better, especially with my girls, I think women are more, how do you say that? They are more thinking about that part?
Appearance. That's the thing, Natalie. Even when I was a kid, I don't think I really cared about how I looked, but I guess for me, confidence was way attractive than your way of clothing. The way you talk was more important than how you carried your purse. I think I always had that in me as a child. And it's not that I judge people for dressing well or anything. I applaud that they can do that and have time to do that, because sometimes some people do need it, or they take pride in doing that. So again, it doesn't have to be this thing of falling in and falling out is, I think, up to you. Whether you accept the fact that you just want to be another sheep in the herd. Or you want to be like, you know what, I don't need an outer, you know, a tick saying that, oh, yes, I think you do fill in the category. And I don't think I was ever intimidated by someone wearing something really nice. I think, yeah, I had that in me from way before. Like, I don't think I can still rock a 90s pant, or I can still, you know, wear something that my mom used to wear when she was like probably 30 or something. I still have her sweater and I still wear it with pride, because I think, again, as you said, the connection that you have with your clothes, you need to really probably question that or acknowledge that, right?
Yeah. Now, and connection with your clothes, that's also at the moment there are a lot of it's a trend to rent clothes, you know that?
Over here, renting clothes, psychology is very different than there, because there's some companies, I don't know any names of. Weddings in India is huge.
Yeah, then you rent a dress.
Festivals, huge. No, we don't rent.
Yeah. Oh.
That's the thing, because some people think that it is once in a lifetime occasion, and
yeah, when you marry, or
but that's the thing. If we are cousins of the bride, so suppose I have 7 cousins and there are 7 weddings, then this season wedding cloth is not going to be applicable in the next wedding, because that's going to be like 2 or 3 years later. And I find that highly ridiculous. And there is also a mentality where renting clothes, meaning you don't have enough money to probably make new clothes or something like that. I don't know. So that's another mentality that, you know, no, I'm not going to rent clothes. I don't think, like, you know, like what would I say people, like, I have rented this, like, you know, that kind of thing. So no. And I mean, it's marriage. I want to look beautiful because that cousin's dress looks way prettier than mine. You know? And to be very honest, Natalie, I think I have to put this out. I didn't think it was important until my mom or my cousin or my another uncle, you know, told me that, you know what, you have to like get another dress because this is out fashion, or you have to, like, you know, dress up nicely because there are going to be thousands of people around that are going to be looking at you. So that thing was put in my head, but I never thought about it.
No,
I didn't think that it was important. I was okay that if I had to repeat my clothes, I'm okay with that. But then there are 10 other people surrounding saying no because of so and so factor.
Yeah. Yeah, in the Netherlands, the renting is starting.
And that's great.
But the thing for me is, and that's maybe totally not sustainable, but I really like to, when I see something really, really nice, it's for me, it's nice to have a connection with my clothing items, so I can wear them over 5 years still and wear them with a different this or with different accessories. So that's for me the thing with rental. But for a wedding or another party, I will rent definitely my dress. Then it's not important for me, because I think I wear that dress one time, I can really, then renting, I think at the moment, because there's a really nice shop with really nice dresses and everything you have there, then I would definitely rent it. Yeah. That's becoming more and more normal in Europe. And I have posted something from Levi's, the brand, Levi's.
Yeah.
And Johnny, it's a Danish or Swedish brand. They have now some items, you can only rent them.
Oh.
You can't buy them.
No,
that's strange. Yeah?
That's great.
Yeah, you just can't buy. You can rent them till 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But after that 3 weeks, you have to bring them back. And then they go to someone else.
Ooh.
Totally different thinking, or not? Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it's also in the Netherlands. I don't know if it's in India, but as for example, with scooters, the scooters. Now you have more and more, like you have an you don't buy a scooter,
you rent,
but you rent it. Is that also in India now?
Yeah.
For scooters, it's okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's, and you have it with cars and scooters, but now with clothes and things like that. Yeah.
Now, I guess being in the automobile industry,
you know everything about that. Yeah.
I don't think I would ever buy a car. You know.
No.
But
you use a car, or?
I do use a car, but I would rather rent a car and not buy a car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Where I can change my models and any number of days. I don't have to have any maintenance of the car.
Yeah.
But again, psychology, again, consumption. Some people are car lovers, so
yeah,
they're going to buy a car, and it's like a baby to them. Like I see customers walk in, and I see them, you know, so attached to their car. So you won't be able to stop it entirely. But I guess again, this generation, why do you think Airbnb was a hit, Natalie?
Airbnb.
Airbnb, yeah. So like, you know, these rental and subscription based business models are really booming.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Because Airbnb is also the same thing. Like, I don't think I would want to buy a house for a while, because I would rather save up that money to maybe do something else or travel, or I don't know. But
you know. Yeah, I think the house where in Europe is more buying a house when you can afford it is the norm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to buy a house.
Now, you don't have to buy. You can also rent a house. But in the end, most people want to buy a house. It's also an investment because the rents are getting so high that you can better buy a house with borrowed money from the bank. This is so over here, buying a house is what most people do, because renting a house is more expensive. Yeah, is that not in India totally different?
No, there is renting, but I'm saying as a generation, as a younger generation, like, buying a car or buying a house is not going to be the first priority as an independent also.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
yeah,
my
an interesting
or other families at least a few years ago would be, after getting a job, first you buy a scooter or a car, and like, first you buy a house and then you buy a car. Like,
yeah, that's here too.
That's an investment. But I'm saying, like, if I was in a metro city and I wasn't living with my parents, then I don't think I would buy a car or buy a house. I would be okay. Like, this generation.
Yeah, okay, but then there is a difference, I think, if you are alone or you are in a relationship and have children, then it's a difference, I think. Yeah. When I would be younger now without kids, a house was not the first thing I wanted to have. No. What
was it then, if not house?
Now, traveling, but that's not possible now with COVID.
But I
traveled a lot. Yeah, but not to India.
Oh, you should. And if you do, you can just call me up.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
COVID thing hits a little. But I don't think COVID is going anytime soon. But Nali, because of COVID, we have realized a lot when it comes to our consumption, when it comes to systems, because nature was thriving.
Yeah, true.
It was thriving. And I have not seen the number of birds that we get. Like, there are so many species of birds I've never seen in at least 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, yeah. But I don't know how it is in India, but over here, COVID was a little bit gone, but now it's back.
Oh, really?
But everybody, a lot of people go to their work, everywhere cars, all kids go to school, the restaurants, everything is open. So we had for 3 months, there were only a few cars driving through the city center of Amsterdam, and no airplanes and things like that. It was really nice and quiet. But I thought, oh, maybe we are going to change our behavior now. But now is everything back to normal. It's strange how people just go back to their old behavior and start again.
It shouldn't, because even after COVID has hit, at least in my place, people over here are ignorant. Okay, until and unless you're not going to burn, if your house is not burning, then you're not going to really care. If it's neighbor's house, okay, maybe, but if it's somewhere else, then it's okay, it'll go away, or it's going to take time to come to me.
Yeah.
Ignorant, and as I said, to even make a difference, you really need to acknowledge that there is a problem. If you don't see a problem, then I don't think there's much to it.
No. Here, we will see. I don't know. It's the COVID is going back, and now we will have. I think this evening we hear from our Prime Minister if there will be new rules about going out and restaurants and social events, if that's possible or not. And they are strict.
Who knew that going to a restaurant and having a cup of coffee was a no-go? was
that is that in India? You can do that in India, or
you cannot stop because the economy is going to drop. So even if you have been affected, you can't do anything about it. I mean, either they're just going to probably quarantine you at home because of the population. The hospitals don't have enough beds over here.
Yeah.
So going to hospital is going to graveyard.
Okay.
You'd rather stay at home and get treated.
Yeah.
So they just they just quarantine you at home, and that's the best place you can be.
Yeah. Strange. Yeah. We will see. I see that it's over here. It's 4:30.
Oh yes. I think you have clothes to do, and I have my dinner to have.
Yeah.
But Natalie, before I leave, this was a very interesting conversation, and I got to know.
Yes, thank you.
Very
also.
interesting perspective, and I'm definitely going to do the 6 less things challenge, and I'm sure I'm going to put it out there.
You have to. Yeah, I don't know if it's now open. You have to look at the website via in my bio. You can go to the website.
Yeah.
You have to look over there. It's really nice.
I'll do that, and I'm definitely going to keep you posted on that. Thank you so much, Natalie. Like this.
Yes, thank you too
for your time. This is great. This is great.
Okay.
I'm not going to take a lot of your time now because you have to go.
Yeah, I have to go. I hear children and things, and so have a nice evening and thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. So this gets me to I completely forgot what I was going to say.